So we're nearly into the final stages here, and what we're going to do is just create this section of the model. We'll worry about the stock in the next section. Now this is really the part of the rifle that holds everything together. So I'll start off by creating just a very simple box. There we go. We don't really have to worry about the depth at the moment or its position, although I will just come and pull that slightly more in the center. Let's just see, there we go. Let's just make sure the pivot is in the correct position. That's good. Right, and what I'm going to do from here is I'm really just going to convert that to be an editable poly. And we'll start with a basic moving of vertices around. So I'll just move those there. I'll move these vertices down so they're kind of in line with this section there. We want them to intersect. Actually, no, I can probably come down slightly further. We want there to be an intersection with the magazine, obviously, because we want the magazine to appear to be going up into the rifle. You can see here that we've got a section on the main part of the gun that comes along down that the magazine clips into. So what I'll do is I'll move these vertices in line with that point there. And we'll come along, I think I'll just do the same here as well, just make sure that intersects. And this is where we sort of start to add extra little bits in. I'm going to be using quick slice here quite a bit, as well as some of the connect tools. So I'll just do a quick slice there, and that's what I wanted. And those vertices can sit just here. I'll go to my polygon face. And again, as I say, I'm not really worried about the width. When I extrude, not really worried about the extrusion either, because we're going to edit it and edit its appearance afterwards anyway. Now I could have just punched that all the way through, but to be honest with you, couldn't really be bothered. So there's a nice clean line across the top here as well. That's going to be good. Come back down here, we'll select these two faces and we'll probably extrude those off again as well. So that'll come to there. And we probably don't want to go too far into that because we've got a whole section that's going to come up and round there. So we want to be careful of what we're doing with these vertices now. And I can probably pull this one down. Actually, what do I want to do? Yeah, maybe I'll do that, and then maybe I'll put another section in. This one's a little bit tricky because what we're trying to do is we're trying to accommodate an awful lot of geometry and an awful lot of different shapes all in one go. If I come underneath here, yeah, that'll work. We'll just pull that in. Yeah, I can kill two birds with one stone there. There we go. Nice and simple, nice and easy. Maybe we'll move that back a bit. There we go. Okay, we'll worry about how this stock section is going to go in a second. I need as well to make sure that we've got a section that comes out the back here. And you can see all we're really doing here is we're just kind of blocking this shape out really roughly. We're not taking it too seriously at the moment, obviously. We can even start to say, well, do we want to bring this edge in here? Maybe start to bring that down. And again, this is where I say I'm going to use my quick slice quite a bit, because I want to have at least one slice there. We're going to try and keep this in as many sort of polygon strips as possible. The last thing you really want to be doing is faffing about having sort of this sort of thing going on too much. It's okay every so often, but really it starts to make the mesh look really, really untidy. And what you want is, obviously, if you're going to be showing your messages to people and showing your models and showing your skill, the last thing you want is something that looks messy. Nice clean lines, flowing polygons. Okay, I'm going to probably put another quick slice in here. Put one there. And put another one in. Just here. I think I've probably got the height of that wrong, so I'll just... Okay, so we can see we're beginning to get a kind of a basic shape appearing here. Really quick, really simple. Just adding our points in, getting the shape that we want. And although I want to keep this, or try and keep this as accurate as possible, you can see here that I'm just really kind of going with the flow, as it were. Now, what I want to do is I want to have this section of the gun, the trigger guard. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to create a line. And we'll make sure it's corner first of all, because that's the safest way of doing this. And we'll make a rough shape like that. If I right click and convert it to an editable spline, select all the vertices and then make them Bezier. If I press X on the keyboard, I get rid of those annoying little handles that just get in the way, quite frankly. And we're trying to create a shape that's kind of like a trigger guard. I think, yeah, that kind of satisfies what I'm trying to do. I'll select the polygon here, which makes up this face here, and I'm going to do an extrusion along the spline. We've got the settings, pick the spline, boom, there we go. And yeah, I think that's not bad. That's probably, let's try one or two more. So I don't want to fill in too many bits around here, but then again, I think that'll be fine. Right, so our next task is going to be to join this face and this face together, which could be straightforward, or we could make a pig's ear of it. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to select these two edges and let's see now. I was thinking about doing some kind of a collapse. I'm wondering if that's going to work. Let's try a collapse. Oh, didn't want that happening. No, okay. One of those edges is going to have to give. I think what I'm going to do is make sure that my grid and snap settings is set to edge. And have we got an edge target weld? That would be useful. But too much to ask. Okay. Turn on my 3D snap. Ugh. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? Okay, fine. Turn off the 3D snap. Undo that. God, that was a painful experience. Let's just pull that down there. Yeah, I think that'll probably do. And what I'm going to have to do here as well is just delete these two faces, and then I'm going to rebuild them in a minute. And what that will allow me to do is just collapse those two vertices, collapse those two vertices, and then I can come in and I can start selecting that edge and that edge, and I can bridge them. So that should bridge. Okay, well, failing that polygon, let's go in and let's create a polygon then, seeing as it won't be helpful. Oh, illegal new face. Okay, that's interesting. So what we're actually going to have to do for this is take these two edges and just drag them up. There we go. And let's zoom in here. And I'm going to do a vertex, and we'll go with a target weld. And if we zoom in here, we'll just weld target weld. There we go. Coming back up to this one here, we will just, there we go, we'll level that off. That's nice and easy. And then we can start to do our edge, our bridge thing rather, where we just bridge across, and we make a solid again. And obviously with our vertices, we can now begin starting to shape the back end of this gun. I think that's going to look good. Yep, that'll work for me. Now, when we connect our edges, we want to put another set of vertices in here, but we don't want to cut down there. So all I'm going to do, select that edge, go for the ring, connect them. Yep, I'll take that down the middle section. There we go. That'll do me. And I think as well with this, we'll pull this up just to make it a little bit easier. And just extrude. We'll get there in the end. Just extrude. And now all we're going to do as well is just really begin to shape the back end of this gun. Yeah, that'll do. I think what I'll do is I'll have one line that goes down the center as well. I seem to remember when I did this before, that was quite helpful, having that center line down there. Okay, so that's the basic for this part. I think I'm going to stop it here. This is been 13 minutes of me wittering on. I'll stop this. I'll do a part 2 that'll get posted with this one as well. But I just think it's a bit too much to have more than 13 minutes in any one go.